When you know, and that's all there is to it. You don't gotta question yourself, 'cause once you know it, it's coming from your spirit. So when you know, don't question what you've been told. This is Left Side of the Brain. Go ahead, do us a favor, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the share button. You are now in tune to the realest and the greatest show on Earth, on this side of Mars, on this side of the Milky Way galaxy. The Milky Way galaxy. But what if you are lactose intolerant? Then why did they stuff you into the Milky Way galaxy if you lactose intolerant? That's just a joke. Yes. But anyway, let's get serious. What we're gonna talk about today? Let's see. Let's talk about I'm in the mood to talk some shit. Let's just talk, man. Let's just talk about the HPBs. I mean, hey. You know what I noticed, man? I'm at the point in my life, you know, where I realize that sight is sound. They don't have to say anything. When you look at them, that's all the words you need. Sight is sound in the HPB realm. You see, and I probably have talked about this topic before. It's all good. But, like for instance, I just talked to this girl, right? And I knew when I looked at her that she was going to give me her number. And guess what? She did. Then it was this other girl I tried to talk to, and I already knew that it wasn't going to work out. You might say, how did you know that? I could look and I could tell. Now, sometimes you can use women for like social experiments. Like when you see women, the way a woman behaves, it defines everything about the HPB realm. You see, a woman, if you're not accepted, she'll let you know by the way she treats you. If you are accepted, she will let you know by the way she treats you. See, women, they can detect who has a soul and who doesn't. Even if they don't have a soul, they can still they can still detect it. And when they discover that you have a soul, they're going to be very cold-hearted to you. I'm telling you. They're going to be very cold to you. If a woman detects that you know anything outside of the mundane, she can sense it. And in her sensory perception of who you are, that will make her act very, adverse to you. She'll be very ill towards you. Everything that she do, she'll come around you with an attitude for no reason. I see it. It happens to me a lot. Like a woman, one of them HPB women, they may look at me. As soon as they look at me, I can tell, yeah, me and her, we gonna bump heads. We gonna bump heads. I already know it because what it is, she saw something in me that frightened her. It frightened her. That spirit that lives in them, it agitated her. Now, and it can happen between you and another person, and both of you can be attractive looking. It doesn't matter about how attractive you are. The spirit behind the face, and this happens to me a lot, the spirit behind the face of the attractive woman, she may see me and say, he's not ugly, but yet that spirit will still attack me. It happens a lot. You know, that's another thing that we don't speak about a lot on this channel. Like, when it comes to women, a lot of the men, a lot of the jags, we experience that with women because we got a spirit inside of us that's anti-HPB. And we all know that females are the gateway into this world. So when they see a man like us, a siren comes on inside of them. And it says to them, red alert, he has a soul. If you get pregnant by him, you will create a baby with the soul. You can't join forces with him. Your duty is to populate this world with soulless babies. Your duty is to get with men who don't have a soul like him. So he will say to himself, I need to sell out so I can get a woman who looks like me. See, that's the game behind a lot of these women. You see, the thing behind a lot of these women is this. They like candy that Satan, the HPB realm, lays out before you. And it makes you say to yourself, if I was only like a soulless man, I could get a woman like this. And notice, like, those women who be giving you those attitudes, like when I experience it, you haven't did anything to them. It's just that, like, for my using me as an example, it's not that I did anything. It's just that as soon as they look at me, they feel anger, resentment. And I'm telling you, they don't have that attitude towards men who are, shut the fuck up. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna use that motherfucker that just spoke as an example. They don't have no resentment to a motherfucker like that you just heard over the speaker, because they know he don't got a spirit, he don't got a soul. So why would they be acting ill towards someone like that? He's on their side, whether they attracted to him or not. He's on their side. So they not gonna treat him with no attitude. But with someone like me, who has a soul, yes, they're gonna be very cold. They're gonna be very cold. And I go through that a lot with females. Like, they'll look at me and they can just tell something is different about me. And then they'll start acting funny. Like, but then when it's somebody else, like one of them stupid, numbskulls talking about Laffy Taffies and Cheetos and whatever the hell they be looking at on TV, they be giggling and laughing. But when I come into presence, guess what they do? It's like this defensive wall mechanism comes up inside of them, and this is something else I don't do. If I see a person hanging around a person who was looking at me like that, I take that person with a grain of salt, because I say to myself, how could you affiliate with that person and be buddy with them but they treat me like I'm an enemy. You see what I'm saying? When I see people doing that, I say to myself, the person that they can get along with, even though that person might get along with me, I say to myself, it got to be something wrong with you, because they don't do you like that, but they'll do me like that. So that means something about you is not right. That's another way you can safeguard yourself around people and how you can measure people, because you got to say to yourself, hold up. How can you be friends with this person and call yourself friends with me at the same time? Something ain't right. Something ain't right. Now somebody will say, "Oh, well, the zodiac sign." No, we don't do that shit. It ain't about no zodiac and I connect with this person because they are Sagittarius. And see, we don't do that type of shit on this channel. We don't do zodiac signs and all of that astrology. That's bullshit. That's programming. It don't got nothing to do with that. HPB is born in every month of the solar year. So it has nothing to do with what month they are born in. It has to do if they are HPB or not. That's the only thing that matters. It's a lot of pseudo people that will tell you a lot of garbage. We don't deal in garbage on this channel. We deal in reality. You know what I'm saying? Hold up, y'all. It's sound. Sight is sound. I can look at a person's body. I can see how they fat jiggle. I can look at their height. I can look at the shape of their head. I can look at everything about them and determine how they would react around me. I can just tell. I believe that it's something. See, if you have a soul and if you have lived long enough, your brain, once you look at something, your brain puts everything together. It connects all the dots. So, because we don't think as fast as we think we do. We very slow. That's why your brain has to, that's why your brain sends signals to your body to have reflexes. Because if it was just up to us, we would put our hand on a hot iron and leave it there. But because we have reflexes, as soon as we touch something that's dangerous, we instantly pull back without thinking about it. Our brain, it transmits information very, very fast. Now, when your brain is connected to your higher self of a soul, it'll work for you in the department of determining who is who. So when you look at somebody, it calculates everything. It calculates the dimensions of the person's face, the sound of their voice, everything about that person. It does it in billionths of a second. And it'll give you the reading of that person. Because your brain, your mind has seen millions of people. Your mind has categorized everybody that you have ever seen in your life. It stores all of those images. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. It categorizes all of those images and it stores it in different compartments in your brain. And it has a file for people who have souls, and it has a file for people who don't have souls. Now, the people who have souls and the people who don't have souls, they have measurements to them. Whether y'all know it or not, they got certain measurements. And remember, I told you that everything is about numbers. Everything is a number. In your mind, it can calculate the width of a person's physical characteristics, like the width of their eyes, how much space is in between the eyes, the width of the cranium. Your mind, when it's connected to your solar, your higher self, it transmits that information to your spirit. I'm telling y'all, that's how it works. So sight is sound. It gets a reading, and it instantly, you got a database of everyone that you've ever seen in your life. That's why when you're a man, let me give you an example. Let me give you an example to make it more clear. That's why when you're a man, if you see a tranny, you can tell a tranny from a real man. Why? Because it's certain dimensions of a man's face. Shoulder versus the head. Like a man, he has broader shoulders. A female has more narrow shoulders. So you can tell, no matter how hard they try, you can detect a man from a woman, because we got different cranial structure. We got different features about ourselves. So if it's like that for the male and the female, then guess what? The same applies to the people who have souls versus those who don't have souls. You can look and you can tell. They use a certain vernacular. They use a certain vernacular as well. They use certain keywords in their lexicon. Like they'll say stuff like, you ever heard people and they be saying like they may say, oh, I got a whole man. You ever heard somebody say that? Or somebody might say, I got a whole job. Or I got a whole child at home. I got a whole wife. I got a whole this. Have y'all ever heard people using that? And I'll be saying to myself, what does that mean? Why do you have to say you got a whole something? I got a whole. And I never use that in my communication. That's HPB communication. And they use little, tag words like that when they speak and everything. I got a whole. You might ask a girl for her number. I got a whole man. I got a whole man. You just can't say I got a man. Why I got a whole man? What you think? I think you got a tree stub, a half of a man with his legs cut off. He cut off at the waistline or something. You see what I'm saying? You gotta take notice to stuff like that. That's the way they speak, and that's how they communicate. Yeah, that's how they communicate. So you gotta be wary of stuff like that. Just like when you see women out in public and they always on the phone. Always on the phone. Those are HPB females. Them be the worst type of females. The ones that you see always on the phone when they out in public. They always got to be on the phone. They always on the phone. That lets you know that that's a stubborn woman. She's talkative. She's uncontrollable. She's obnoxious. She's a narcissist. I'm telling you, people give off signs. You just gotta look, because sight is sound. I'm telling you. But yeah, I'm gonna leave y'all with that. Tell me what y'all think about it in the comment section below. This is Left Side of the Brain. Yeah, we still got a live stream coming up. We still got to do that live stream. So, yeah. So this is Left Side of the Brain. What's the motto? Jaguars up, HPB's down, and this is Left Side of the Brain, signing out.